Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel today for the 5th Alliance War of Season 28. Today we are bringing in a team of Void, Killmonger and Red Hulk. We are on Path 9 in Section 1, where we have this Phoenix fight, a Black Widow Deadly Origin and a Silver Surfer. Then we have a Man-Thing on the Power Snack mini-boss. We're back up in Section 2, don't have any fights there. And then on Boss Island we have a Bishop on node 50, and then a Weapon X on node 49, and then to finish off the war we have a Modok boss. So this first fight here is just a Phoenix on the Hazard Shift node. It's a very simple fight with Red Hulk. I think she's mainly just here to make it a little bit more annoying to Ghost or Quake, even though Ghost could still very easily do this. So here I'm just waiting out her Fury gain so she can enter Overload before I kill her, so she doesn't get any regen. Couple more hits, pushes her into her right of the Phoenix, and now we just finish off with a special 3. So this next fight up is going to be a Black Widow Deadly Origin. She has Hazard Shift again, Power Focus 1 and also Resistor. And I feel like I definitely underestimated Resistor in this fight. So I know that it does mitigate Red Hulk's damage quite a lot, but I don't think I realised just how much it would do it in this fight. Now Resistor hurts Red Hulk a lot because his heat charge damage is all physical, so that is getting quite significantly reduced. And he also does not have a particularly high crit chance or crit damage. You can see some of these light attacks that we're throwing are doing 300 damage even after the heat charge. So we are going to be fairly reliant on the special 3 for some major damage in this fight and the Incinerate that applies. There, I just completely mistimed the dex, that one was on me. Do take quite a bit of damage from that shock debuff afterwards, but it's not too threatening overall. This person does not appear to be running max limber, which is useful because it means we can get 2 hits in during the parry stun rather than 1 while she has the evade active. Helps us keep spacing a bit. You can see that special 3 with the Incinerate debuff did do quite a bit of damage, so we are just going to save up to another special 3 in this fight. Not going to go for any regen on the special 2 or anything. Now Black Widow's heavy, you actually only want to do 1 dexterity on rather than 2. The second hit won't hit you with 1 dash back, as you can see there. If you do 2 you can get parried, and obviously Black Widow does hit pretty hard. Now we actually do get the evade on the special 1, so... But yeah, there's really not a whole lot to this fight really, it's just a bit on the longer side. Go for another special 3 here, and with the Incinerate debuff this will bring her near enough down. Incinerate's ticking for just under 800, so it's not too bad. Obviously it's energy damage, so it isn't affected by Resistor's physical resistance. Does annoyingly use a special 1 here just to prolong things a bit more, but it's going to go down now. 2.5 minute fight, so not too bad really. Next up is a Silver Surfer. He has the same Hazard Shift node, as well as another node which gives him 200% attack whenever I'm suffering from a debuff, which because of his armor break is going to be the majority of this fight. So the main threat here is going to be a special 2, so I'm just going to keep baiting special 1s. Annoyingly he immediately gets the double power gain. He would just go for a heavy. I think it's probably just to try and get him to use a special easier. But yeah, you can see how much damage Rulk is dealing here compared to that Black Widow fight. Do opt to just block some of the special ones here. It's not going to do too much block damage even with all the Furies active. And we do have some willpower healing from the armor breaks, of course. Here he's just throwing heavies all over the place. And we've built up to our special 3 now, but I don't want to use it too early because the power gains. I think it's just getting some willpower healing there actually. Doesn't quite kill him, and Silver Surfer takes no damage from the Incinerate, but one more hit finishes him off. Pretty simple fight there. So next up is this Man-Thing on Power Snack. This fight you absolutely need to use an invulnerability boost for. If you're using really anyone, probably other than Quake. So Red Hulk in general is a pretty good Man-Thing counter. He doesn't really rely on crits that much for his damage. So the crit mitigation doesn't do a whole lot. He shrugs off the poisons, and Man-Thing is also a mystic, so we're getting the heat charges pretty quickly. Armor breaks are giving us some willpower. However, Red Hulk has pretty much nothing to actually deal with the node. So you can see there, triggered dexterity, power snack plus mystic dispersion gets him immediately up to a special 3. And the main reason Man-Thing is here is because the buffs that he places on you also count for power snack. And also if any buff does get eaten by power snack, like a dexterity buff, it will be converted into an armor break and a poison. So I'm going to throw off my special 3 here. He's probably going to get to his own special 3 fairly quickly after this. Does also have backup recovery. So yeah, we're going to take another special 3 here. Still got 2 invulnerability charges though. Getting this constant willpower from the armor breaks, which is keeping us pretty much at full health for this entire fight. Can still take another special 3 if we need to. So just going to go for our own special 3 here. And that is actually just about enough to kill him with a couple of ticks of Incinerate afterwards. So now moving on to Boss Island, we've got this Bishop fight on the Safeguard Vigorous Assault mini-boss. And this is fairly common placement now. Void is a pretty solid counter for this, mainly just because he's Incinerate immune, and also because his damage over time bypasses Safeguard. So the first time I took this fight, I was just baiting out special 1s, and it definitely got a little bit sketchy. Got backed into the corner. He wasn't using his special, then he got over 2 bars. He triggered regen from holding block, and then I was dexing in the corner, and he could have thrown a special 2, and if I missed the dex on that, probably would have killed me. So here I'm opting for a completely different method of play. I've used an invulnerability boost. I'm just going to be spamming my special 1, pushing him to special 2s. I'm not too bothered if he uses a special 1 though. If he decides he doesn't want to use a special 2, I will just push him to special 3. I'm not too concerned about his prowess reaching a point where he goes unblockable on a special attack, because I can then just dex a special 2, and if I miss the last hit, I've got the invulnerability as a backup. And yeah, you can see this fight is actually going by quite quickly. The damage over time is ticking for over 1,000 now with Fear of the Void up. So here I thought about just pushing him to a special 3 and going to try bait out a special 2, and he does use it pretty quickly, which is nice. Here he triggers a regen, so I'm just going to back off. I don't want him to use a special 1 while he's unblockable. And yeah, pretty clean, not too difficult of a fight. The next fight up is the one that I was really worried about this war, which is a Weapon X on node 49. So I know how to fight Weapon X, but he's not really a defender that I fight in war particularly often. Generally he's taken with a Warlock or an Archangel, and I have neither of those as a 6-star. So I've got an invulnerability boost on here. I've activated the Suicide Masteries just to get this over with as quickly as possible. So here I was baiting out a heavy attack so that the heavy attack Unstoppable will go on cooldown. Now we're going to bait out this special 1, he enters Berserk. So this is generally the most difficult part of the fight, is getting that first attack in once he's in Berserk. He threw a heavy into the air, and because I'd already got the Unstoppable on cooldown, he wasn't unstoppable, so I could safely punish it. His AI in Berserk is always extremely aggressive, so we're just going for some light intercepts. And you can see just how quickly he's going down from a max boosted Red Hulk with Suicides on. The special 3 is going to deal a solid chunk of damage. Takes him down to 12%, and we do have the Incinerate. However, obviously Weapon X regens a lot. He regens the hit damage, but not the heat charge or the Incinerate damage. So we are always going to be out damaging it. And yeah, he goes down extremely clean fight, and that was one that I was really worried about. Now his final fight of the war is going to be against a Modok boss. So you will notice that the Brute Force link is actually still active for this fight. And basically it was a decision between me going in with the max boosts that I had active for the 2 previous fights, or waiting for Brute Force to go down, but probably not max boosting for this, because I wasn't too concerned about this fight. I've done it many times before. Didn't really think I needed max boost, so I would have mid boosted. But I have also taken it with Brute Force, so I decided it'd be better to go in with the max boosts and the link. The way that I play this fight means that Brute Force overall will rarely trigger, if it ever does. Did get clipped by a special 1 there, but that isn't going to be the only mistake that I really make in this fight. So keep using the special 1. Counterpunch charges are how we're going to get our ins in this matchup. That I'm baiting out the special 1. So I'm going to be parrying with them most of the time to mitigate the damage. True Strike obviously ignores his auto block. And fairly soon we're going to just build up to our special 3 and go for the finishing blow with the bleeds, the dormant bleeds, and just trigger all of them. Can see Killmonger, he's hitting fairly hard in this fight. I believe we're just going to build up to our special 3 now. So we're not going to have the counter punch, so we are just mainly going to be baiting out heavy attacks at this point. Obviously still got the True Strike up. Don't really want to bother risking any intercepts here. And yeah, this fight, as soon as I get to that special 3, it is pretty much over. Activate Reverberation, not really needed, but will just give us that extra bit of damage. And yeah, it's just going to be a few bleed ticks after this. So pretty good war from me overall. And yeah, we did end up losing this one. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next war video.